history that you're not taught. You know, in the school system, they teach you Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, right? They taught Harriet Tubman, right? Right? They barely get Marcus. Some schools will be risky and give you Marcus Garvey. They think they're doing something real special when they do that too. Put kente cloth on you, have you walking around thinking that you have. Right? You are learning your true history. Hebrew Israelites, when you read about Joshua, you read about your forefathers.
That's right.
Okay, that's why we're here. That's why we open up the book to see what we were doing prior to slavery. We have a great history on this earth. We've done a lot of great things. All right. Matter of fact, no nation on the earth has done what our nation has done on this earth. There's no nation that can claim to have eaten manna from heaven but the children of Israel. Who else did the Heavenly Father do that for? What other nation did he allow to taste of angels' food? Only the children of Israel. One nation. Okay? So keep in mind, when you in these scriptures, this is your forefathers, your history that you're reviewing, that you're getting to learn and get to know yourself. Because if you don't know where you're from, how you know where you at? And how could you make a determination of where you should be going? All right, so this is important that you know your history. All right, so let's get it. Joshua 6:1.
Joshua 6, verse 1. Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out, and none came in.
Come on.
And the Most High said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thy hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout. And the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him. And Joshua the son of Nun called the priests, and said unto them, Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of the Most High.
Right, so this ram's horn was used, right, during the time of beseeching the walls of Jericho. So this is part of our heritage. When you see a ram's horn, you got to look at it as a part of your heritage, okay, of your history. This is a representation of who you are. Because you can't find another people on the earth that claim to have used a ram's horn to conquer an area, to conquer a building, to break down a wall, just with the power of the Most High. Okay, so this is a symbol of our heritage. So if you don't have a ram's horn, you need to get a ram's horn, because this is a symbol of your heritage. Okay, this is part of our artifacts. We're reconnecting with our history and who we are. Okay, we are.
And he said unto the people, Pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Most High. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn passed on before the Most High, and blew with the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Most High followed them. And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets, and they were rewarded. They were rewarded. Came after the ark.
Right.
The priests going on and blowing with the trumpets.
So you got to see the setup. You got the armed men. You got the soldiers in front. And behind the soldiers, you got what? The 7 priests that have what? What do they have? The 7 trumpets of ram's horns. This type of trumpet. Because we have these type of trumpets, and we have that kind of trumpet. And you see in the history, there was sometimes we used the silver trumpets, and there was sometimes we used the ram's horn. All right. So the 7 priests was blowing the ram's horns. Right. And then you had the Ark of the Covenant. All right. And everybody was arrayed in order. And they went around the city and blew this every day for 6 days. All right. But on the 7th day, something miraculous is going to take place. Read on.
10th verse. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I bid you shout. Then shall you shout. So the ark of the Most High compassed the city, going about it once, and it came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And Joshua rose up early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Most High. And 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Most High went on continually, and blew with the trumpets, and the armed men went before them, but their reward came after the ark of the Most High, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And the 2nd day they compassed the city once, and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose up early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Most High hath given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein. To the Most High only Rahab, the harlot, shall live. Right. She and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. Right. And ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, as you make yourselves accursed. When you take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel accursed, and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Most High. They shall come into the treasury of the Most High. Right, so don't pick up any idols, any of these cursed things. So the people in this land of Jericho, they were dealing with idolatry. So he said, when you go in there, don't pick up any of these things, because that's going to be a curse to you. All right, so leave that cursed things there. But the brass, gold, and silver, you can take that as a treasure. Right? Read on. So the people shouted when the priests came with the trumpets. And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat. Right. So that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both men and women, young and old, and ox, and sheep, and donkey, with the edge of the sword. Right, so Israel came in there destroying everything. So you were a warriors conquering people at one time, right? You went and took the city and had no pity. Okay. It didn't matter if it was ox, sheep, donkey, whatever, it was getting it. Everybody was getting it from the edge of your sword, because you had to rid the city of its inhabitants. Okay. A lot of times in the churches, they give you the wrong idea of the Most High, and this God that wouldn't hurt a fly, right? He would save a bumblebee, right? That's not the power we serve, right? That's right. Let's get Exodus 15:3. Let's see the type of power we serve. Exodus 15:3. Exodus 15, verse 3. Come on. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is what? Is a man of war. The Lord is a man of war. What is another word for a man of war? Soldier. Okay? The Lord is a man of war.
What do you see here in Jericho? This is war. Okay. This right here, this is not the Lord. This is no representation of the Father. Okay, this is foolishness. Okay, the true power that we serve Yahweh is a man of war. Okay, will bring us destruction. Okay, go ahead.
1 Samuel 2, verse 6.
That's right.
1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
The Lord do what?
The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Right, this is only can make sense. Don't we see killing going on in the world? We see wars going on. What nation? These nations have armies. So you think the Most High is sleeping? You didn't notice? Okay. The power we serve, the power of this Bible, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is a fighter, man. And for you to be a child of the Heavenly Father, you have to be a fighter. We're not saying go out there and carnally fight people. You know, we're not saying throwing punches and kicks and busting shots, anything like that. But we are saying that you got to stand in your square and stand strong for what you believe. Just like with the Most High. Okay? And when the time comes for war, then the Father will tell us that's the time. And then will be warriors arise amongst Israel. We keep thinking somebody's going to give us something. They're going to give us anything. We're not going to march anymore. We're not going to beg Esau, the so-called white man, for reparation and for all these things that we've been begging him for the years. Okay? We're going to rise up. But in that time, it'll be what? By the will of the Heavenly Father. We're not going to do it on man's will. We're going to do it on the Heavenly Father. When He gives the order, then the order will be set. But that's the kind of power that we serve. Okay, what is this now? Truck terror? No.
That's that ISIS cat. The cat he rented a U-Haul truck in New York. This happened during Halloween.
Oh, right. He ran over some people, right?
Right. So now they call this man. They call him the devil.
They call him the devil.
See, when death hits home, okay, they have all these. But what about the over 100 million North American Indians that were slaughtered right here, okay, in this country? So as soon as one of them get killed, they call this man the devil. They say he's evil.
Right now, the U.S. is overseas, making maneuvers and going through the lands in some in the Middle East, and they're killing people, they're causing trouble. A lot of people don't know about this. When things go bad, they go sour. Now, then you find out, they was on a mission. Mission to do what? What were they doing? Right? They're overseas doing all kind of killing. Esau don't stop killing. That's how he establishes kingdom. He takes the adversary out the way. Okay? So we gotta be mindful of that. Right? We gotta be mindful. So keep that in mind that the Most High is a warrior. He's a warrior. He don't play games. All right? We don't.
20th verse. So the priest shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat.
Right.
So the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city.
Right.
And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both men and women, young and old, and ox and sheep and donkey with the edge of the sword.
Come on.
But Joshua had said unto the two men and had spied out the country, go into the harlot's house and bring out thence the woman and all that she had, as he sware unto her. Mm-hmm. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brethren and all that she had, and they brought out all her kindred.
Right. So what? They kept their word, and they did not harm Rahab or her family. All right. Right, read on.
And left them without the camp of Israel. And they burnt the city with fire, and all that was therein. Only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of Yah.
Come on.
And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive in her father's household and all that she had, and she dwelleth in Israel even unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho.
Right, so what? She was a friend to Israel. Okay. She was a friend to Israel because she what? She put her neck on the line, right? And it hid the spies from Israel, from the nations. So she got a pass. Right? So she can dwell. Okay.
She got a buddy pass.
She got a buddy pass. She's a friend to Israel, a sojourner, as the scriptures call it. Okay, a sojourner. All right, but she had to do a great thing to get there. Okay, and we are people of our word. We say we're not going to harm you. We're not going to harm you. That's you see that with our armies, right? And they like he got a bunch of tricks. He told Gad, the North American Indian, that he give them blankets because it's cold outside. And meanwhile, he filled it with smallpox and infected them. They caused them to die, germ warfare. Okay, we don't roll that way. We have battle. We have battle. If we have truce, there's a truce. We're men of honor. Okay, the servants of the Most High are men of honor. All right,
And Joshua adjured them at that time, saying, "Cursed be the man before the Most High that riseth up and buildeth this city Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it." So the Most High was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country.
Right, and his fame was noised throughout all the country, because he took down the city of Jericho. All right, Joshua is one of our patriarchs. All right, a mighty man in the name of the Lord. Remember, he took down Jericho, and the cities we took down, it wasn't for our own personal gain. Any city that we took down was for the what? For the glory of the Heavenly Father, so that we could what? Eradicate the false gods and the wicked deeds of these nations. We took these cities down, with that being the reasoning of us taking the cities down. As we move towards our chosen land, Israel. Once established in Israel, we did not continue taking cities down. We took them down on our way to Israel. Okay. Once we established Israel, that's what our dwelling place was. Right? And every other nation that was on the earth, they had their dwelling place. But these nations would constantly come against Israel and try to take our land. And this is what we had to defend it. All right. So war has its time. There's a time for war. There's a time for peace. Okay. Give me that real quick. Give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1.
Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right, there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A lot of time the problem lies is that we are out of time. Our timing is wrong. We want to fight when we should be peaceful. Right? And we peaceful when we should stand up and fight. Okay. There's a time for everything. Read on.
A time to be born and a time to die.
Come on.
A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Right.
A time to kill and a time to heal.
Right. It's a time to kill and a time to heal. Read on.
A time to break down and a time to build up.
Right.
A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
Come on.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace.
There it is. So it's time to love, there's a time to hate, there's a time of war, and there's a time of peace. In this case with Jericho, what time was it? It was wartime. And when wartime come around, the warriors come out. Right? Right now, we're in a time of healing amongst our people. Our people need to be healed. Okay? We don't walk with our own people. We heal our people. Okay? Our people need to be shown love. They need to be shown what to hate.
That's right.
Okay? Because we hating the wrong things. Be hating your brother and your sister. You ain't supposed to hate your brother and your sister. You're supposed to hate the enemy. You got the enemy twisted up, though. You don't know. We don't know who the enemy is. All right. What's the Hebrew word for enemy? Who knows the Hebrew word for enemy? It's right, Shaitan. Right? That's where they get the word Satan from. So who's the real enemy? Satan is the enemy. Shaitan is the enemy. That's who you stand up against. That's who you need not to par with, but fight him off. Okay? That spirit of wickedness and evil and sin, fight that. We want to fight amongst each other. Okay? That's out of order. We are warriors by nature. Our God is a warrior God. Our king was a warrior king. Our men here are warriors. They stand on principle. They stand on their square. They ain't going to be moved.
That's right.
Okay? That soft, feeble spirit is not amongst Israel. Okay? Right? The scriptures say, put off the weak nature. Right? We don't weaklings here. You know, Mickey Mouse, no Jelly Belly, all that stuff. We don't get down like that. All right? We're about the Most High's business. Okay? Get off Jeremiah 51:19. Jeremiah 51:19. And I don't know too many verses. I don't know. We might do 2 Timothy. That's important. Galatians, the weapons of our war and our triumph.
Jeremiah 51, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Right.
For he is the former of all things.
Come on.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Right. You're the rod of the Most High's inheritance. Meaning you're the receivers, the beneficiaries of the Most High's gifts and promises. Read on.
The Most High is the Lord of hosts is his name.
Right.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Right.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Right. So with you, the Most High said, I'm going to break the nations, I'm going to destroy kingdoms. Does that mean we got to run out and get the guns? No. We don't got to run out and get no guns and no swords. All right? That's not what the Father's saying here. Because the warfare that we're fighting is not a physical warfare right now. Right? The war that we're fighting is a spiritual warfare, which takes a different type of weaponry. But we're going to get that in a moment. All right? Matter of fact, let's drop that. Let's get it now. Let's get Ephesians. The weapons of our warfare.
Ephesians 6.
The one he quoted, the one he quoted, 2 Corinthians 10. When you do that, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, 2 Corinthians 10.
Oh, correct. That's correct. All right. Let's get Ephesians, then we'll go to 2 Corinthians 10.
Ephesians 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Most High by Shemashak Yahushua,
Mm-hmm.
and in the power of his might.
And the power of his what?
Of his might.
Right, because the Father is mighty. What does it mean mighty? That means he can take over. So be strong in the Lord. It said be weak, it said be strong. And the power of his might, the mighty warrior that he is. Read on.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High.
Right, what is armor used for? Protection, right? To protect what? Your body, right? Your vital parts. To protect you from being killed, from being destroyed, right? Read on.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
So who's trying to destroy you? Read.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
Come on.
but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
Of which world?
Of this world.
Of this world. The rulers of darkness in this world. All right? Donald Trump, right? And all his policies, right? That's the rulers of darkness in this world that make laws that create what? Separation. That create starvation, that create all these things amongst our people. They create the drugs. They talk about our community is full of drugs. We don't make drugs. Our community is full of guns, but we don't make guns. Because there's a war going on, little that you know. Okay, you're being attacked. The school system is not teaching you who you are, how to be. Okay, you are forced to what? Live according to your environments. But our environments are not well. All right? We're most of the time we're amongst the sick. Okay? Spiritually, mentally. So we have to stand and fight. Read.
I'm going to show you something. Donald Trump, believe it or not, he's more in league with the Most High than any of these other leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because the Most High made them what? Crooked. Okay? And he was actually the first president that actually made people realize, you know, the things that are going on in the society. Okay, before, you know, they would sweep things in a rug, or, you know, they're evil, but they will come across as they're your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's no question. You know that Trump is against you. You understand? He's letting you plain know that, listen, white superiority, you understand, you're beneath me. Okay, so, and what is he also doing? He's ushering what? The Third World War.
Right.
Okay, so the Most High is using him, okay, to bring on that revolution, because that's the only way we're going to get this kingdom by what? By taking, by force. Okay, the scripture says what? The saints of the Most High are going to do what?
Take the kingdom.
We're going to take the kingdom. It's not going to come through voting.
Right.
But think about it. These people rule the earth for all this time. You think they're just going to honestly just give all the riches over to you? You understand? So they're going to go, they're going out and standing with a fight. You understand? Now they had Trump over there with Putin. Putin, he asked him, did you have anything to do with the meddling of the election? Like he's going to come out and say, yeah, I did.
Yeah, right.
You understand? But all this distraction, you had Hillary Clinton, she went out and wrote a whole book about how it was tainted and all this stuff like that. They're part of it. Because all the election you had Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the Bush, and all these people, they're supposed to be different parties, but every time you saw they taking pictures together.
That's it.
Okay, you always see them taking pictures together. So the thing of, you know, there was a video I had years ago that every so often you have, they have this big meeting where different leaders of different countries, they decide each year who's going to be the good guy, who's going to be the bad guy. Okay, but they all had they were all in one accord, was to do what? To oppress the children of Israel. Okay, so they would decide who's gonna look like the bad guy, who's gonna be a good guy. Okay, but secretly, what were they doing? They were having the children of Israel under oppression. Look at all of a sudden now you have these Whole Foods. Okay, that pop up in certain areas. Like who can afford Whole Foods? Okay, you have these different barcoded foods that are, those barcodes determine what area these foods go to. Okay, so you got the food that's contaminated, and That's lawful. Because when you read the scriptures, what did the Most High tell us? When things that died of itself or wasn't good, what do? He said, we gave it to the straight other nations. So what do? They just flipped the script and did it to us. Okay? But the Most High allowed this to go down because why? We brought this law, statute, and commandments.
That's right.
Okay? So quite naturally, the things that we were separated from the Most High with, how are we going to get back to the Most High? By being obedient to the law, statute, and commandments. Okay? And these nations know, they know that their kingdom is up. Look at scriptures told me, I went over this Thursday night talking about the stars falling from heaven. Right. You had Kevin Spacey, all these guys coming out now. The cat said he fell asleep, they were smoking weed, and he said he fell asleep. Next thing he woke up, the cat was doing a and Shabbat, I can't even bring it out. But I mean, these things, and the guy said he was what, 13, 14 years old.
We've been in the streets telling people right. Hollywood is full of a bunch of homosexuals anyway.
So you got haters.
And people thought we were just haters.
Right.
Now it's coming out and everybody going to be surprised. What's coming out is a tip of the iceberg. That's all of them are dealing with that. The whole thing is ran by an evil spirit that needs them to be in fornication for the spirit to dwell. Remember, wickedness can't live without the wicked acts. Right. It needs the wicked acts for it to thrive. So that's why there's going to be fornication. Even though the record industry is full of fornication and wickedness, homosexuality, but all that's what's going on. Right? Either you give it up or they're going to take it. Or then you don't come around. That's all. You have a choice not to be a part of it at all. All right? But if you want that money, you're going to give it up or they're going to take it one way or the other. Right? They either drug you up, whatever. You really want this money, they're going to get it for you. All right? So the reality of it, we've been saying it for years, little by little it's trickling out. Right? People are surprised. I don't know why you surprised. That's right. Why are you surprised Kevin Spacey is there molesting everybody that walked near him? Every man that walked near him, I should say. Right? That's what he do. It's what he's been doing. His father's probably doing that. Who brought him into Hollywood did that to him. He's not the beginning of anything. He's the continuation of it. All right. So we have to understand that's what that industry is. That's why you will never get any movie, any TV show. How many channels on your TV? 200? How many of them channels telling you to keep Torah, keep the commandments of God? Did you name one? Not even the TVN. The religious channel doesn't even tell you that. Trinity Broadcasting Network doesn't tell you that. No one is going to tell you to keep God's commandments, but the prophets of the Most High. That's what's up. YouTube. All right. Facebook. Stay keep it locked on Delight of Zion. You'll get that instruction.
Right. They said the Old Testament's done away with, but the one with
that's a continuation. All right. So yeah. We're here to encourage all of you to keep God's laws and to learn them. That's why we teach them. Right? If you're not sure on a law, ask us. We will tell you. That's our job. Right? To tell you what the Most High told us to do and what not to do. It's your job to perform these acts. All right? We got to come out of these churches. These churches just pushing this whole agenda of the so-called white man. All right? Having a lawless people. And unrighteous people. We got to get back to righteousness, which is by way of commandment of the Heavenly Father. Okay? So here we're learning we got to be warriors, man. You got to fight for this thing. Right? It ain't going to be given to you, scripture say, like the priest brought out, so we're going to take the kingdom. So you got to be ready to fight, ready to stand and fight. People going to be against you, but so what? All right? If the Most High is with you, who could be against you?
That's right.
Why do you think he told us these things? It's going to be a fight. You got to ready yourself for the battle. Right? Everyone has to be ready for the battle. All right? Give me that 2 Corinthians 10.
Yeah, I actually bought this Time magazine that says marijuana goes mainstream. Okay? Just imagine how many so-called blacks and Hispanics have gotten prison records because they're smoking a bag of weed, and now they legalizing it.
And the person that's sending them to jail high themselves.
Right.
The judge on the pulpit, he was just getting high last night. He's sending you to jail for getting high. You see how there's unjust laws we underneath.
They got a ganja popsicle in the back.
What?
Ganja pops.
Okay, I see. Ice.
So this is what's going on. So, you know, they pass all these unjust laws, but would any of these politicians go back and change? You know, imagine a person has a record, unable to get a job. So what does that cause them to stay into a life of crime?
Right.
Okay, and that's their job. Because if you have a prison institution, and the way to make money is what? To have people in there. So what they have to do? They got to make sure people going in and out of that place. Okay, and how do they do that? By causing a person not to be able to work, you know, achieve things in a proper way in the system.
Right.
Okay, so it's a cycle. So now you got, I think there's certain places in Florida that they have like land where they're allowing people to grow marijuana, and they're allowing some of these if you're a pharmacist or a doctor, you can actually, you know, have some type of get some money out of it. Okay, investment. The pharmacists, they control what? Medicine. So now this is it's like, even what was that?
Write your prescription first.
I was driving in Maryland, and you can get actually a card, a pharmaceutical card to smoke marijuana. You gotta have a card and to go and buy it. Yeah.
They call medical marijuana card. They got dispensaries. They call dispensaries now. That's Detroit. They got a whole bunch of them. They got cards like $50. They got one for like recreational use. They got one for medical use. They got into the name. And they all over the dispensaries. Going there, only over 8 to 18, you got one of those cards, going there. Down then they got some brothers who own these dispensaries and don't even want you, don't even care if you got to go. Just come on in, and then it's legal like you said all around.
See, but how many of our people that went to jail, okay, lost their job? Okay, look at that sister. What's her name? Sandra Bland. She not for that, but she got pulled over, a traffic stop, and over the weekend they said she hung herself. Okay, so how many men that end up getting locked up, getting raped, and all kind of stuff, being in a situation like that?
Right.
Okay, then you take a lawsuit, but how do you put a price tag on somebody getting raped or somebody killing themselves? How do you when you put a price tag on giving a person's family for something like that? Okay, and some of our people, they take the money. Okay, look at Trayvon Martin's mother. Now she's like some type of celebrity. She goes around signing autographs and all kind of stuff, making money, off of her son's murder. Okay, and this same guy that killed her son turned around. I think he sold his gun for how much money on eBay? $250,000. Okay, so showing you the mentality of our people, showing the mentality of America. Okay, so this is marijuana going mainstream. It's probably going to be in the stock market. Again, Esau's going to be making money.
I'll make money on
New Jersey, about to go to legal.
Huh?
New Jersey.
New Jersey?
About to go to legal.
See? And you got the rosters come on, legalize the herb. You know what I'm saying? Legalize with advertising, but they're not making no money off it. Okay, they went to Jamaica, took over the land. You got ganja fields in Jamaica. Esau's making money off it. They got a Chinatown in Kingston. This is what all these nations, they're like parasites. Okay, they're parasites to our people. So we are in Ephesians 6 and 12.
right?
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right, spiritual wickedness in high places. The rulers, those that make laws and pass policies, they're wicked. So that's why they cause these laws to bring forth derision and drama and problems amongst the people. Right? Order through chaos, they say. They create the chaos, then they bring the order. The order, you got to come to them for them to fix things. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. But this Bible breaks the cycle. These scriptures break the cycle. Your heritage will break the cycle. Read on.
Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High,
Right?
that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day,
Right?
and having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace.
Right.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Right.
And take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the sword of the Most High.
Right. So what? That's a warrior, right? He just described it. Those are all parts of a warrior. Armor, a sword, a shield. So that's the kind of spirit you got to come to when you come to this Bible, you come to these scriptures. You got to have a warrior spirit. You got to be ready to come in ready to fight. Right? Even if you're battling yourself, you got to be able to battle your old self for your new self to come to work. Anybody trying to get in your way or stop you from this truth, you got to be able to fight. People say you get in this truth, you say, man, why you so militant? You know? Why can't you just read the Bible? Why you gotta be so angry? What are you upset about? Right? What they don't understand is that this is a battle, this is a fight, this is war. This means war. You declare war on Satan when you talk about you're an Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, I was watching a video with ISBK, and it had that guy Waka Flocka. He was telling, oh, you guys, you're talking too rough to the people.
Yeah, yeah.
And this guy is a guy that so-called gangster rap, kill your brother, kill your mother, and then he's telling these guys, maybe you talk a little softer, use a different approach. So that's what I'm showing you. Like a lot of these guys, they portray themselves as being gangsters and killers and all that stuff. Okay, when in reality, these guys are softer than the women. They're actually women are more masculine than these guys.
That's it. All of them, the Little Waynes, all of them, softer than the Twinkie fellas. And they talking all that big talk. Ain't no big talk. When the Most High word come out, ain't no big talk. What you gonna say against the word of the Heavenly Father? Either you're going to get down or you're going to lay down. That's one or the other. The Father is not playing with our people. All right? We take no regard to any of their witchcraft. Okay? There's no celebrity, celebrity props in Israel. I don't care what you're doing in this world. The Lord is the Lord of the Most High. Okay? Either you're going to do what the Father told you or you're going to be fueled for the fire. That's it. Okay. 2 Corinthians 10:2. 2 Corinthians 10:2.
Second Corinthians 10, verse 2. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence, wherewith I think to be bold against some,
right,
which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. But though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Right, so we be bold in a fight in the face of the people, and they thinking, man, this person, he must be really strong, he must be strapped. You know what I mean? He must have some sort of a carnal way of defending himself. Somebody alone. Read that again.
For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Right.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. So we in the flesh like everybody else. We walking, we man, woman, like everybody else. But our battle, our strength is not of our arm. Right. Our strength is of Yahweh. That's the source we depend upon. That's where we pull our strength from. It's not about no guns, not about no money, no finance. It's about the Most High. And if He's your strength, nobody can take Him from you. All All right, your gun could jam, your money could be taken away. But the Most High will always be there. Everybody understand that? That's right. That's your strength. That's our power. That's what gives us our drive. That's what that keeps us going. Okay? And that's a fuel that you can never run out of. The Spirit. Okay? We know.
Casting down imaginations.
Right?
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yah.
That's why we can't coexist. We're going to cast out any foolishness, any wickedness. We're going to cast it down. Okay? We can't just blend in with everybody else. No. We stand up with whatever faith you know on this earth goes forth and disproves every other religion on the earth. Only the Hebrews, man. Right? The Muslims, they're over there doing their Muslim thing. They ain't bother you. You Christian, they don't bother you. If you're Christianity, you don't see Christianity going up to the Catholic Church talking about you wicked. Come outside. Right? You don't see that going on. Only you Israelites is out there on the corner challenging everybody. Because why? The truth stands up against every lie. Those are just different lies. They can coexist. Right? You can be Muslim last week, Christian next week. Yeah? Rastafari, oh, Jehovah's Witness now. Right? When you come to Israel, you come to the knowledge, the truth of who you are. It's none of that anymore. You can't go backwards. Right? Unless you faint. But, you know, hopefully nobody faints here. They stay alive and they thrive. Right? You ain't going after nothing but your paycheck. With your donations. Right?
I mean, some people do get faint-hearted when they come these doors. You know, we all go through trials and tribulations. You know, but your foundation got to be the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, and these commandments. Okay, so as soon as something occurs, you can't get offended and go. That's everybody has their own testimony of their trials and tribulations that they have to go through. Is why I said those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, so it's not going to be easy that he's going to come in and skip to the kingdom. Okay, we all here have to be proved that we're going to be worthy going to the kingdom. Because the Most High said what? That we all like filthy rags.
That's right.
Okay, so we here as well. We all are seeking our soul salvation with trembling. But the Most High said to do what? To make our election sure. Okay, and then he also went as far as saying being hot and cold. Because if you lukewarm, what is he going to do? He's going to spew you out.
That's right.
Okay, so if you want to be cold, continue to be cold. Okay, but we're going to be striving for hot. We want to turn it up in here. Okay, we want to be hot with the Most High. The time is near. The nations know. Okay, their time is up. That's why they're infiltrating. If you look at Brooklyn right now, gentrification. You got Esau. You wouldn't even know that years ago. You wouldn't even see a white person in Brooklyn.
Would not even see one.
Okay, now they're all over there. And they had a news flash came on. It was in Bushwick, and they interviewed a white woman. She said they were talking about somebody got robbed, somebody got stabbed. I can't believe it. I feel so safe around here. Back in the day, Bushwick, you couldn't be outside. You go
on a Bushwick, you gotta put on something in your pocket just in case. Just in case.
You gotta be home by 6
Man, that sun was going down, you had to clear that street.
Right? And for a white woman to say that, she said, she looked shocked. She's like, I feel so safe.
It's such a nice neighborhood.
Okay, so this is what's happening. And then our people now they have all these bike lanes, right? They took up all the street. They got bike lanes. They got the sidewalks now. They're renting bikes, so they got all the sidewalks jacked up because they rent bikes now. Okay, so you can ride a bike to Brooklyn, Manhattan, everywhere. Okay. Yeah, you can probably got renting here. They drive it to somewhere part of Brooklyn, park it back up. Okay. But our people look at it as a good thing.
Right.
Like, it's improvements. If you go by Prospect Park,
right.
They got tables out there now. You can sit down and relax, have a
latte. Y'all understand, we coming up,
They don't know how.
this was the hood, man. All you had was a 40, you had your hoodie on, you had to make sure your who's looking at you, looking at them. You know what I mean? Who those are, who they is, you. Yeah, you know, it was not no game in this neighborhood. Now they walking around having Starbucks. Come on, man.
Listen, I've seen plenty of times cats walking home barefoot. They had a new pair of sneakers and walking home barefoot. You see them sitting on the train. You see them sitting on the train with no shoes on. You.
He was like, yeah, my brother lives in Brooklyn. He lives somewhere off the 3 train. That's Utica, right? And I was like, really? Yeah, he was like, yeah, they're picking Avenue. He's like, he paid $5,000 rent. What? I said to him, I wasn't even allowed to take the 3 train past that capacity.
Pass Utica. You don't pass Utica on that 3 train.
You know,
things change. As you pass Utica. What the hell? What happened?
It's a different world. It's a different world.
I was like Beirut. You just entered to the Middle East now. Guys looking at you like, what are you doing over here? If you don't belong in Brownsville, stay out of Brownsville.
We used to say when I was growing up in the project in Brooklyn, if we saw a white person walk through there and it's like August,
That's police.
Christmas came early. We about to get paid. There's no white people walking there unless you're the police.
That's it. You gotta be the police.
Oh man, you don't come in that neighborhood. You kidding me? Not where I grew up, man. No.
Listen, things have changed. So they're trying to have this great melting pot. Okay, so Esau is trying to blend in. Okay, with our people. Okay. There's a building next to me. The dude got a beard. I came out in a dress and a top. So it was clowning, but I mean, it looked like the whole building. It's like Sodom, the whole building.
Whole building Sodom. Huh?
That's what they do. It looked like they advertised like, the buildings for Sodomites. Everybody in the building like Sodom. But I mean, it's terrible, man. They walking down there, holding hands like, like it's their town. And our people allow it. Okay, now our people can't even afford the rent now, in Brooklyn. The rent in Brooklyn is surpassed the rent in Manhattan now. I think they said that Brooklyn is one of the highest cities to live right now in America. Okay. But our people are happy with that. I mean, owners are happy, property owners happy.
Yeah, you're doing property, you're doing all right now.
So that's monopoly right there.
But it also shows you that the way Brooklyn was when we were growing up, it was that way because they wanted it that way.
Right.
Because they wanted to change it, they obviously could change it. Right? They could clean it up. They could get those elements, out from the streets and amongst the people, but they had no reason to. Now, Esau needed a place to live because he's scared to live in Manhattan amongst themselves because he's too much of a target by himself. So he wants to blend in with the other nations. Esau doesn't want to live in a just Esau neighborhood anymore because that's too much of a target. He wants to blend in amongst you all so that maybe, the terrorists won't come out, or the foolishness he did overseas won't come back to him. But it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Our people are starting to wake up and realize all over the earth, not just here. There's little sanctuaries like this all over the earth right now, keeping the Sabbath day, going into the Torah, learning their history, learning the law, statute, commandments. Young men learn how to be soldiers for the Most High. Our women learn how to be ladies of the Heavenly Father. Daughters of Zion, learning how to be that because you're not going to learn anywhere else. But the Father is calling back his people from the four corners of the earth. You have received a calling, and that's why you are here now. Because you could be at the mall, right? There's other places, other things to do today, I'm sure, right? But you are here now because you received a calling. Hopefully you continue in that walk and you continue to build towards the Most High. And you don't get sidetracked, you don't get distracted in this world. All right, it's important that we know this. All right, and we understand why we're here. This is not church service like you can go to the Christian church. You sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, sing and leave. Here you come to change. If you come here one way and you leave the same way, you miss something. You miss something, right? You missed an opportunity to change. All right, these laws, statutes, commandments, when you hear this instruction, start applying it to your life. How can I apply that? How can I apply those changes? All right. If you were soft, if you thought Jesus loved everybody, when you leave here, you know he don't. Okay? He don't love it. The Most High is not for everybody, but he's for you. And he's for you as long as you love him. If you show him hate, guess what? He might show it back to you. Okay? And he's knowing you don't want to get hate from the Father. Because he has no pity. Okay? He has no pity. So we are here just to grow towards Yahweh. Okay? I'm going to put a verse real quick. Get Jeremiah 17, verse 4.
Jeremiah 17, verse 4. Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right. So this is what happened to us as a people. We've been discontinued from our heritage, disconnected from who we are. But now the Most High is showing us mercy by what? Reconnecting us. Okay. So all this time, all these years that we're talking about and situations that we've been through as a people is because we were discontinued from our heritage. Now we know we Israel. We got to follow these commandments and reap the blessings that come with following the commandments. Read on.
Thus saith the Most High, cursed be the man that trusteth in man,
right,
and maketh flesh his arm,
come on,
and his heart departeth from the Most High.
You trust in man, what man could do? You looking for some man to serve? Some man to be your head? That's not the way. The Heavenly Father is the head of all of us. All right, Hamashiach Yahushua is our king. Okay, that's the order. Okay, that's the only order that you are to reverence to or you are to regard. Okay, not about no big pastor, some big church. Some people are looking for a big church. Oh, this church is too small. I need a mega church, right? So I can feel like I'm with a bunch of people. I don't know what you feel like when you're in there, right? But they want to go to a mega church. They want to go to the faith center, right? The faith center is full of everything but faith, right? But here, right? But here, we learn not to trust man. Even us up here, don't trust what we say. That's why we prove all things. Everything we say, we go to the Bible, get a verse. We go to the Bible, we get the scripture. Why? Because it ain't about us. If I come here and run in my mouth and I ain't putting no verses, after a while, somebody be like, can I get a scripture on that? Right? You know, could you prove that? I'm okay with that. Because why? It's about the Most High. It's not about me, not about the priest. It's about the Most High, him being glorified through his son, Hamashiach Yahushua, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Okay? That's what it's all about. Right? Read on.
For he shall be like the heat in the desert,
right,
and shall not see when good cometh.
Read.
But shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited.
Right. So if you trust in man, you're going to be sent down a road where you have nothing. At the end of that road will be nothing for you. Right? He said, like you're in a desert, the parched places. What's in the desert? Nothing but hot and sand. Not even no grass. Heat and sand, nothing. Okay, read on.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Most High, and whose hope is the Most High is.
And I hope that's everyone here. Blessed is the man that trusts in the Most High. We all got to trust in Heavenly Father, and that's got to be your hope. And the things written in this Bible will come to pass. Come, read.
For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters,
right,
and that spreadeth out her roots by the river,
come on,
and shall not see when he cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in a year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
Right, a tree planted by the water got all its need all the time. Got what it needs all the time, no matter the weather, whether it rain or not. They got water because you planted by the water. The roots done went out into the water, pulling water all the time. You don't care if it rain or not. It still have what it needs. So that's how you're going to be. If you trust in the Most High, no matter what happens in this society, no matter what outbreaks or whatever, what is it called, recessions or depressions or whatever is going on with Esau's economics, with his food source, whatever, it ain't gonna bother you none. Because you're gonna make that plant that's planted by the water. I mean that you, Father will always give you what you need. That's his promise. All right, that's his promise. That's why, you know, if it couldn't be any more, it couldn't be a better promise to give to us in these uncertain times. And we live in very uncertain times where things is changing. Okay, but the Most High said he got us no matter what. Right, we don't.
The heart is deceitful above all things,
right,
and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
You can't even trust yourself. Because your heart is referring to what? Your mind. And it's deceitful above all things, and it will trick you. That's why you got to rely on what the Bible says, not what you think, but what the Bible says. You understand that? We don't.
I, the Most High, search the heart.
Right.
I try to range, even to give every man according to his ways, and according to the fruit of his doings.
Right, come on.
As the partridge sitteth on eggs, and hatches them not, so he that getteth riches, and not by right, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool.
Right, so what? If you all about that bread, you're going to spend all your time about it, and you never get the chance to what? To see what it can do. Right? A lot of times Esau stacking riches and building up places, you're not even going to be there. Most likely going to take him out. Right? Just like the Canaanites, they built up the land of Canaan just for them to be what? Chased out, and for us to dwell there and enjoy all the hard work that they've set in. That's the power we serve. Okay? So we got to prepare ourselves for that. All right? Trust in the Most High. That's it on that. So, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So at this time, we're going to wrap it in. What you got now? 4:40? 5 o'clock? All right, so announcements. We're going to do the announcements. If there's any other, any questions, anything? All right, so what is the next new moon? The 17th of November 17th? It's next Friday.
Okay. Remember, so count backwards from December 12th. It's 10 days after, right?
Not 10 days.
No, it's 25th day of the month. Right. 25th day of the month. Yes.
I think he was a day after.
Well, for oh, you're talking about Hanukkah, right? Okay, so the Hanukkah is going to be December 11th at evening. December 11th at evening is going to be the Hanukkah. If I got that, write that down. Don't forget. Hanukkah will start. Because Hanukkah is, how long is Hanukkah? 8 days. The first day of Hanukkah will be December 11th at night, at evening, when the sun goes down. Okay? That's the beginning of Hanukkah. We will have celebration here, and we'll have various celebrations throughout that week. Okay? The next new moon, that's December 17th. Everybody got that? December 17th. Gone? What's somebody going to say? When is Hanukkah again? December 17th. Write it down, put it in your phone, put it in your calendar, put your phone out, lock it in. All right. December 11th. It's Hanukkah.
Right.
December 11th. Now, November 17th
Next week.
is a new moon. So we got to do a preparation for that. Okay. Let's double check that new moon. You got it on your phone now? What time it coming? Right now, what we're checking on is when the moon is coming in according to.
Comes in on the 18th at 11:42 a.m.
Okay, 17th.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so the 17th at even, at night, is the new moon. That's November 17th. What is the new moon? That's the beginning of our months. That is a celebration, holy convocation. There'll be food, there'll be music, drinks, interaction. It's a great time. You know, that's our holiday. That's your holiday, right? Every month, we are to celebrate the beginning of the month. And we bless the beginning of the month so that we are prosperous throughout that month with the Most High. So we gave the beginning of the month as a celebration. That will be the, November the 17th at even, at sundown. Okay? Which is Friday coming. Right? This Friday coming. So what we're going to do before we break, we're going to go through and everybody that's coming brings something, or they pledge to bring something, right? For that celebration, whatever it might be, nothing too big, too small, but according to the law of the Most High, anytime there was a convocation, a gathering, we're all supposed to bring something, right, to our feet. So we go through the room, everybody pledges to bring something on that day, okay? Any other announcements? We're going to do the major council. We got council at the service today, but we also have a major council, which is, you know, we can address, you know, the nation, you know.
Well, the summit is
Right.
January 18th.
Right. The next Masharah Yasharah Hebrew Summit will be held in San Diego, California. So if anybody hasn't been to San Diego, it's a good chance to go there and get involved. It's going to be January the 18th through the 21st. The next Hebrew Summit in San Diego. So definitely going to be hosted by our brother Eleazar, also known as Gorilla Hebrew, in the camp of Sakari. Okay, so it's going to be out there in San Diego. We'll be there, you know. So, you know, if you want to go out to San Diego, let us know. We'll help you arrange your preparations to go. Okay. But you know, these summits are really good. Really good to come to these summits because this is the you know, you're playing a role in the building of the nation. And these summits are very important. You'll get to know one another, and get to see all your Hebrew brothers and sisters, you know, from the four corners of the earth, really, because people come from all over to these summits, right? And you know, it's a great opportunity. Any other announcements? Yeah.
We talked about the election money after
The collection for the TV, right?
Yeah.
Now, I saw something for Black Friday, and I think it's going to be a great $298 from Walmart.
What's that?
55. Smart.
65.
Yeah, no, 65.
Oh, you should
Mention 65. I don't know. The numbers out there.
That's it right there, boy. I tell you. I did mention the 65. You know. Those that might not know what we're talking about is that we want to get a screen for up here, right? We had a screen at one time. Due to some issues with installation, it fell and it got destroyed. But don't worry, we'll get it back up there again. This time, there won't be any problems. All right, we'll make sure that we'll make Sash want to hang off the bracket to make sure it can withstand, you know what I mean, a mighty man, so that it won't fall, right? But nevertheless, we're going to get another screen up here. So we are collecting for that. We have some funds already collected, but we'll tell you where we're at and where we need to be. All right. So, I mean, I was looking at another 55, but they said that we got to upgrade to a 65. I don't know. And way more, right? Yeah, no, 65, I think it jumps like an extreme amount of money. So, anybody seen any 65s? We'll see. 55, from 55 to 65, let's say somewhere in between there, you want to get another TV up here, smart TV, 4K. If y'all looking around, y'all window shopping or whatever the case may be, or cell phone shop, people don't window shop anymore, a cell phone shop. If you see something coming up for Black Friday, it's a super deal, let us know about it. Put it on our WhatsApp. Is everybody part of our WhatsApp in here? It seems like our WhatsApp has grown expeditiously. Everybody should be part. Who's on our WhatsApp? Raise your hand. Okay, who isn't on our WhatsApp? It's just here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you guys got to get on our WhatsApp. All right.
Shabbat, you with the WhatsApp every day, man. You gotta get rebooted.
Yeah. All right, so we gotta get you. If you're down on WhatsApp, before you leave, see Haskell, raise your hand. Stand up so they can see who you are. There you go. See Haskell, you'll put you on the WhatsApp. Okay? So that you're connected and you see what's going on. Now be mindful that there's a lot of people on the WhatsApp. So if you want to have a personal conversation, you might want to text that person directly. All right? And not that we all have to see what's going on between you and this person, or you and that person. You know what I mean? Let the information be something that can be valued by everybody that's all on WhatsApp. Let it be said. Somebody had to say it. I say it, right? So
Keep it kosher.
Keep it kosher. Right. Almost $1,000 for the 65. Yeah, wow.
Also, we want to talk about the upkeeping of this place. You understand? We're not getting money from the government 501c3.
Right.
So you got to pay the rent, you got to pay lights, you got to pay water. Okay. Some of you, you may come once a month or once every 2-3 months. But the best thing, if you're not here, make sure you send your offering in and we can keep this place going. I mean, I've seen brothers call me a year later, oh brother, you still got the place? Like, people come and go. But this place still is open for that time a person feels they're gonna come back.
That's right.
Okay, but there's times that it's rough because I'm in and out and sometimes people come and go, but this place has to stay open as a safe haven.
Right.
Okay, so we need this place to stay open. We want to be a stressful situation. Keeping during the summertime, the light bill was extremely high, trying to keep the place cool. And water, more people, more water being consumed. Rent situation. See, right now the whole plaza is just rent except over here at the end. So
Yeah, speaking about that. Parking. Let's talk about parking for a moment here. The whole plaza is rented. This means we can't take over the whole parking lot every week. I know it was real comfortable for us because we were pretty much the only people here at one time. So we used to fill up the whole parking lot with our cars. But we have to go back to what we were doing when we first came here. Who remembers where we parked at when we first came here? Right, over there, on the other side of that wall. Park over there, okay? Let's all park over there this way. We could allow the other businesses to have patrons come to their business. This is about being good neighbors.
Well, I'm going to get a phone call from the landlord.
Yeah, pull aside and all that kind of stuff. And so let's park right around, right on the other side of this wall. All right. We will take the 2 spots in front of us here and right across those 2 spots. But if you see those filled up, take it over there. All right. Let me say it again. You got 2 spots, one in front of the window, one by the door. Across the parking lot, you have, I think that's 3 spots. You have the window, the door, and then you can take up those last 1 or 2 right there. But if those 5 spots are taken, you got to park on the other side. All right? So,
what about the handicap spots?
If you have the handicap sticker, you go for it. Because nobody can really claim that spot as handicap, So Yeah, you can park there.
Yeah, and I know sometimes people park in front of, I want to keep the 2 spaces in front of this door empty because when we take the break, I would want our people to congregate in the front of ours because, I've got complaints in the past of people congregating in other people's, stores.
So you want to keep these 2 in the front open?
Keep the 2 in the front open, that way in our break, we congregate right in front of our door.
Okay.
We're not over here in somebody else's or over in front of somebody else's place. You understand? Because these people, they might not say that to me, they go and complain to the landlord, and then we have a situation.
All right, well, in correction of the parking, take the 4 spots across the way, don't park in these 2 spots right here. The 4 spots right across the parking lot, towards the street side. All right, from the driveway in, 4 spots, that's it. Those 4 spots are taken, please take it on the other side of the wall, okay? And I doubt we'll fill up the other side of the wall, but if that happens, then we'll have to pull back to this side, but, I think there's a good 10, 12 spots on the other side of the wall, so, so we should be okay.
I mean, I don't really know who owns that, but I mean, they don't say anything. I don't see anybody here during the daytime.
It's the blood bank and then open on Saturday. So,
Got cameras on it too.
yeah, they're not open on Saturday. They got cameras, but I don't mean that they'll give you a video. All right. So, whatever. Let's park over there. And also, there's some spaces before you get over there that face the street. A little wall right there. There's some spaces right there too. About 3 or 4 spaces there too. So that's also a place you can park. Like you said, offerings are important. It's how the place stays open. When we can set up Cash App for office. We also had a PayPal on the. If you can't come here, your office can be done via PayPal through our website, right? Which is TheeLoc.com. TheLoc.com. TheeLoc.
Oh, the website.
Well, that's the email address.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if you go to the website, you can click on donate.
Right.
Yeah. So, www. That's the PayPal.
Cash App.
What's that?
Cash App.
Yes, we want to, I don't think it's set up yet, but we will set up a Cash App. And once that's set up, we'll let everybody know it's set up. I know that'll be the quickest and easiest, right? But, Cash App is quick as well. So, if I want to do it that way, we'll set up. We'll try to give you all opportunities to donate. We're not going to hold any back. We're not going to, you got to put an ATM in the back. If most states say you're going to put an ATM in the back. Right? Direct deposit, You know what your child, you get direct deposit. We don't have to go there. We deal with it. Most I says you got to be willful donation. You can't take the donation.
I know
willfully give it.
I know a lot of times we think that things are tight. We can't give. But you give cheerfully where the Most High tells you to, then He will multiply what you have. Okay, you can't even think, well, that's my last and I'm going to give it. Okay, I came up in Israel. I mean, I've given thousands of dollars, weeks or 2 weeks at a time when I came up in Israel. Never looked back to what I was given. You understand? So we can't think that way. Okay, that's what gave me the longevity that I have to this day. Always having, a lot of times people ask, they see why, because a lot of times I have things, moving. It's like when stuff comes short, I gotta find ways, to make things happen. Okay, I can't always think. I'm not. I ask for the sincerity of charity, but a lot of times that's not there. So at the end of the day, I gotta safeguard and make sure that this place stays open. Okay, but you gotta think within yourselves. A lot of us grew up in churches. Okay, you knew that you had to pay your tithe. We don't actually ask for tithes. You have certain schools, certain churches that they require 10%, 20%. Okay, and we don't do that. But we just ask that this place, be kept open, and I have some ideas. We're gonna paint the place and do some other things, and we'll talk about it probably at the main council. So I mean, a lot of people have talents, tradesmen paint or do other things that we can get it done. But we would want treat this place like you would treat your own place. Like the minister said, when you bring your first fruit, don't bring something here that you was going to throw away, but something that you would actually want to keep for yourself and bring it to the sanctuary. And that's the mindset that we have to have, because while we're building the kingdom of heaven starts within you. But a lot of people have not established that the kingdom is within them. That's why it's a slow process. Once you establish the kingdom of heaven is within you, then you get to understand the whole process of how this kingdom is going to be built. Okay. So we have the major council right after this.
Okay. So any questions? Anything you went over? Question? All right, so we're going to say the prayers. We're going to finish Shirashana. Oh, the preparation. We're going to do preparation now. All right, so we're going to do the preparation right now. All right, this preparation is for Friday for the new moon celebration that we held here. We'll start at doors will open at 7 p.m. So make it here for the new moon. We need a scribe. Somebody write down what people are going to bring. Who's going to scribe? Scribe out? All right. You got pen and paper? You got...
What's my answer?
Can't hear you. Say it louder. No. We'll do it now, or we'll do it? Huh?
Sunday's early now.
Oh, so you're going to run us into the...
House of David usually go say prayer.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we used to close out the Sabbath in New York.
Right, so you're going down for the Sabbath, yeah. Whatever the guys want to do. That's why I was trying to do it now. Do it now? All right, we're going to do the preparation. Do it quickly. We'll go through it quickly. We'll do it now, and then we'll send it. All right, who's going to scribe? You got it? Pen and paper? You got paper up here. Come. Right here, we see those papers right there. There should be some blanks right in that group. In that group you just holding? There's some blanks in that group right there. All right, so really quickly we'll go around the room. Start with the elder. Up loud. So we write down the name and what they're bringing on the scribe, all right? All right. So first we start with Lapala. Right.
Turkey today. Right. Stew turkey and blends.
Right, B-L-E-N-Z. E-L-T-Z. Yeah. Lapala.
L-A-P-A-L-A-L.
All right, hallelujah. All right, hold on. All right. You go last. All right, there's me, Shalamah. S-H-A-L-A-M-A-H. And I'm gonna bring vegetables. Yeah. Vegetable medley. Just vegetables. I'll bring vegetables. So I do like kale, spinach, and other stuff. So medley. Vegetable medley. All right. Moshe. All right. Action. What is that?
You said McDonald's?
Some island. Chicken.
So far, we're in a liquid diet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's to be announced.
You know? Okay.
Chips.
Kadash? Chips?
Come on out. It's a new
Chips up?
Listen, we ban. I'm telling you right now, we are banning chips, we're banning gummy bears. I'm banning it right now. Gummy bears, chips, banned for the new year.
Yeah. Kadash. That's CHAADASH. CHAADASH.
Yeah, what is it? What you bring?
I can't bring chips.
No, you can't bring chips.
All right. Macaroni and cheese.
See, that's a big flip right there.
How you go from chips to macaroni and
That's how you gotta do it. I cheese.
cheese? Hey, you got motivated this rep, man. All right, Hesco, I know you're not gonna be here, right? You overseas. Good. All right. Were you here or no? Okay. Okay. So what say you? Water. All right, Roberto.
Roberto.
Robert O. I get your Hebrew name, man. You get your Hebrew name. You got your Hebrew name by now, huh? You've been here for a minute, huh?
Roberto sounds more fly, right?
It's fresh, it's fresh. Yeah? So you gotta get your Hebrew name, man. You can't do that Roberto stuff. You gotta get rid of that. All right, yo, what's up? The what with the ice? Sprite? All right, that's y'all what's up. It's YAWASAP.
All right, the water's capped off. No more water. I said water. Water's capped off. We got like 6 packs of water back there right now.
Yashrala?
You would think a hurricane was coming.
Utensils. That's Yashrala. Yeah. YASHARAHLA. Yashrala. Okay. Desire one. And what? Published chicken and apple juice. That's Desire one. TAZA YAWAN. Yeah, published chicken apple juice. What we got back there? Number one? Public chicken too? All right.
Castle Public Chicken.
That's number one. AHMAWAN.
I believe I get
Zion. No, Ari. Sorry. Ariel. Huh? Some fruits. More juice and ice, all right. So we got fruits. What? Strong fruits. All right, he said strong fruits. I gotta see what that is. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm looking forward to it. And that's Ariel. You got that one? Okay. Shemaiah. SHA. MIYAM. YAM. Shemaiah. Huh? She'll be here. You won't be here? Not sure yet? Undecided? Question mark? All right, you find out. He's doing research. He'll let us know. All right. Yakanan. You want me to make it Friday? Oh, okay. All right.
I think you want to say strong fruits.
Shem Shawan. That's SHA M Who's that?
Got the fruities, baby. Got the fruities. Eat better today. And eat better tomorrow.
What are you gonna bring? Sub platter, okay. Sub platter. Famous platter, yeah. Bayath, Bayath. Bayath Kazak. Chocolate brownies. Doing the tasty cakes, man. You can clap your hands. You think he gonna bake them? Is that what you did? You don't see that man? You can see him baking something? Put him in a man, I'll be in the kitchen and bake that. You know, that cat don't fry no chicken. All right. Here we go through all the Akid. We read all the brothers. What brother did I miss? I miss any brother that's going to bring anything. Anybody back there I didn't see? I can't see. Oh, there you go. One to Zion one. You know what I mean? You hiding on me. I didn't see you over there. You might not. Are you not coming with Roberto? He said he's coming. That's what he said. I figured y'all go to the same barber or something like that. Y'all definitely come to the service together. Huh? What's the deal? Surprise? Levite surprise. Put it down. Levite surprise. One Taiwan. So that's BAN, TA, CA, WAN. One design. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna do this. Please, please. You want last? You go after the sisters?
Yeah, I'm pulling the gap.
Okay, fill in the gap. Now we're gonna go to the sister side. We'll start from the front here. Yaquara, what say you? That's Yaquara, Y-A-Q-A-R-A-H. Mhm. Oh, we don't have any place to go.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make some the stuffed shells.
Stuffed
I'll
shells?
make vegetarian ones and ones with meat.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. Thea?
I'm gonna bring Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and Sprite.
Bring
I think they have it like two, buy one, get one. I think they have buy one, get one at Publix. I'll bring a Coke and Sprite.
Bring a chaser.
It's the chasers. We got
No
Sprite.
runner.
Oh, okay.
Sprite is already taken.
Huh?
Sprite is already been taken.
Well, then I'll bring 2 bottles of Coca-Cola.
She made the cake.
All right, I don't know what just happened there, but all right, I don't know what to put. I'll put out there down for some type of beverage. A beverage. I don't know what happened over there, but I'll figure it out. I'll do that later. All right, huh? I'll be an ALTHEA. This is Kaya, or you going now? Okay, so we're gonna get this is put rice and peas. They discussing. Tuna salad?
Oh, no.
I thought you said, I'm sorry, excuse me. Did you say that? It's tuna salad, there it goes. Right. Just look at her. K-H-A-K-A-H-A-N. K-A-H-A-N. Okay. Alyssa? You gonna make roti? All right. Roti's in the house. All right. All right, sun's going down. Let's move forward. Sister, what's your name again? Wilfriend? Wilfriend? Grin, like smile?
Yeah.
Real grin?
Yeah.
Okay. Real grin? Huh? I know. You're gonna actually make the macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna bring it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. That's what I figured. Just had to expose that. Just in case anybody thought he was actually gonna cook macaroni and cheese. I had to expose that situation. That's all that was.
We gotta go back there. We gotta get back there.
No, no, it's all right. They're gonna collaborate. You buy the cheese, you buy the mac, and I'll mac and cheese it up. I got it. Sister Wendy. Lawful steamed fish. Okay. You put some law on that fish. Law on that. But you put in there law. I'm with it. Are you gonna help me do that, Lavender? Or are you bringing something different? You bring a donation, monetary donation? All right. That's what's up. Javier? And buffalo cauliflower. But quiet, we just say.
That could make all three.
Oh boy, Cinderella stories. You all right, Cinderella? You get it done, huh? Ahabia, AHABYA. Yashapa, what say you, sis?
Brown skin chicken. Is somebody making rice and peas?
Shemai, we get back to you after this.
What can I say? I can't say anything. I know when to close my eyes, close my mouth, open my ears, just listen. It sounds like music. You get all that music written down? That's Yashapa. Y-A. And you make a Marby? Man. Marby. M-A-U-B-Y. That's what's up. Yashapa. You spell it? Okay. Keep going. Caleb. Shemaiah. Cornbread. Shemaiah. S-H-A-M-I-Y-A. Shemaiah. Y-A-H. Shemaiah. Let's tell you how. All right. Sister Marcia. I see you there. Put a question mark. All right. Put a question mark, my sister Marcia. I'm getting there. I'm getting there to you. I'm getting to you. All right. Azaria sleeping. What's happening? What's your name again?
No, you're not. Don't lie. She said she making mommy stuff. You know
Not a game going on in there.
Talking about throwing somebody under the bus.
All right, sister. What to you now? What's your name again? Say it louder. Marie. All right. I got you, Marie. All right. Well, will you make it Friday, Marie? Rolls? You gonna make rolls? Or you gonna purchase them? Oh, okay. All right. So just make sure when you purchase rolls, anytime anybody purchases bread, just make sure there's no lard in the bread. All right. Lard in the bread. Make sure it's bread that without lard. So, just be mindful of purchasing rolls. Huh?
Jonah and Saparia are bringing fried fish and cake.
Okay. Put down Yona Saparia. S-A-P-A-R.
Is that lawful fried fish?
Fried
Is
fish.
that lawful steamed fish?
Right. Fried fish and what she said? Fried fish and what? And cake. Okay. Miriam? I'm sorry, is there another Miriam in the house? I don't think so. Okay, sis, talk to me. You want to make it? Killing me, Miriam. All right. I understand. All right, do I got everybody? Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Oh, you go back to Shemaiah? Oh, you're telling me I'm getting directed back to you, Shemaiah. You had a question mark on yours. You did not get a response yet.
I told them to make
Carrot juice? Yeah? Shemaiah down for carrot juice. Huh? All right. I think we got everybody. Hallelujah. All right. So we're gonna imagine Wapanya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. Let's have a praise unto the Most High Yah. He's giving us a blessed convocation. The wife for Most High, blessing the spirit of charity, and everyone bringing their offerings to the holy convocation. Imagine we're putting on Jerusalem, standing face Jerusalem. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Who's the power? Who's the power? By Hashem. By Hashem. Holy, holy, holy is the name of Anawa, Yahweh. Holy, holy, holy is the name of Mashiach, Yahushai. Come Abanawa Yahweh. Come Abanawa Yahweh. Come Mashiach Yahushai. Come Mashiach Yahushai. Come Yashmala. Come Yashmala. Rocket for Yahweh. Hashem. Mashiach. Yahushai. Hawa'ah. Delanoah. Hashabbat. Shalom. Baruch Shemai. Kapalayim. Barak. Rampar. Rakazak. Amakan. Basma'ayim. Akim. Ba. Akbakim. Baruch Yahweh. Hashem. Mashiach. Yahushai. Yachak. Shaitan. Yachak. Shaitan. Yachak. Kol. Rai. Rachayim. Yachak. Kol. Rai. Rachayim. Baruch All praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the power of Israel. We thank you, for giving us this blessed Shabbat day. We thank you, for remembering the covenant that was made with Abraham, that's passed on to Yitzchak and confirmed in Yaakov, that we are the children, that we are thy children, the children of Israel, and thee are our power, Yahweh. Heavenly Father, continue to bless us and continue to keep us under the protection of thy angels. Continue to send thy righteous angels to encamp around us. Bless all the households of those that call upon thy name, that no torment, no evil can come in and cause any problem within their dwelling place. Bless all their households. Put a hedge around Yasharah. Baruch Yahweh. Continue to forgive us for our sins and our trespasses. Hold not them against us, but edify us and bring us to the spirit of redemption and salvation. All this we ask in the name of thy Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. For Hashem Hamashiach Yahushua, one of them yard, one. Both our hands. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise.